Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is HD Starcraft, and I'm back for Game 2 here from the New York Battlegrounds, Red Bull Battlegrounds, and this is going to be once again from the group stage. We have MC as the blue Protoss player in the top right-hand corner of Cloud Kingdom. His opponent is going to be Quantic Hyun, the red Zerg, in the bottom left-hand corner. And this has been a pretty good start already. We had MC getting up 1-0 in the game before this, and he had a pretty cool strategy going for that Oracle Void Ray attack, which, you know, I think works really well on a map like Habitation Station because it is a map where, you know, you both spawn on the top of the map and there's that kind of empty space in the middle, which makes it easy for air units to kind of fly back and forth. So I think that if there was a game where MC was going to employ a double Stargate opening, that was certainly a good map to do it on. But here we are now on Cloud Kingdom, and I think traditionally this is a pretty good map for Protoss if you want to go into the late game and play a more prolonged battle against a Zerg, because you know, typically it's pretty easy to take the third expansion. It's more difficult for Zerg, as Zerg have to defend not only this ramp but this opening down here as well. And you've also got another opening over here at the natural expansion. So overall, I think it is an easier map for Protoss. And if there is going to be a game where we're going to see more of a late game battle, then this might be the one where MC kind of takes it to the distance. But we'll see what happens. I mean, MC traditionally is a very aggressive Protoss player. I don't think I've ever really casted, I think like 9 out of the 10 games I've casted of him have all been, you know, aggressive two-base openings, especially against Zerg. It is kind of like his forte. A couple of Zerglings now making their way across the middle of the map for Quantic Hyun. He does have a hatchery coming up at the natural, and it looks like he's going to be getting a quick third expansion as well. This drone is going out there right now. And I think this is, you know, it's risky, but it's kind of what you got to do as Zerg. To hold off a two-base all-in, you do need typically that third base, and you need a good combination of Roaches and Zerglings, if that is indeed what MC is going to go for. Now, these two Zerglings are going to be very valuable, as they're going to find out what's going on inside the main base, and they get a sniff at the natural expansion as well. So Hyun now knows exactly what is going on, and he can get those two Zerglings out of there. Doesn't need to risk any more loss of life, but he gets a full scout. He also gets his Overlord in here. He really wants to make sure that he doesn't fall victim to a similar, you know, a similar opening like last game with the double Stargate. That was definitely painful for him, and he doesn't want to let the same thing happen again. Has a couple of Zerglings now chasing this probe down, is going to take it out, and now it looks like it's interesting here. MC has not, you know, thrown up any additional buildings at the front door. This Nexus is naked. It's bare and exposed out here, and certainly something that Hyun could exploit. All of the units right now for MC are moving out across the map. Very curious as to why MC isn't, you know, more traditionally you would stay back here and defend your Nexus because it's so exposed to Zerglings, but instead MC is going to go for an attack with these Zealots. He's going to try to take out this hatchery. I mean, I don't think it's going to be successful. There is a queen coming and multiple Zerglings, so happy holidays for these Zealots, but they are in some trouble here, and I don't think they're quite manly enough to hold off this many Zerglings. Mothership Core coming in to assist as well, but after all of that, it still isn't enough to destroy those Zerglings, so the Zealots are going to go down. And Hyun with a good defense. He's also going to attack these Stalkers, but, you know, any good Protoss player is going to be able to out-micro a couple of Zerglings with their Stalkers in the early game, and, you know, MC doesn't even need to sweat there. He was never in danger of losing his units. And now back at home, really the question is, what is MC gonna go for? Just keep your eyes on that production tab, because you know, it typically is gonna show what kind of strategy we're gonna see here from MC. It looks like he's adding on a couple more gateways right now, trying to get rid of this Overlord as well, which is smart because you know, if he's gonna go for something here, he doesn't want to let those Overlords get a free scout into the base. We do now have buildings coming up to kind of narrow up the front door, and I thought this is what he was going to do anyways. You want to make sure you have a front door of some sort. Even if you're not going to, even if you are going to attack or you're going to play defensively, it's always good in PvZ to have some type of a defense back at home. And here we go. We've got a couple more gateways coming up. It looks like we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's going to be 7 gateways total. And MC is going to go for another 2-base all-in here. This time it's going to be focused on the ground. And you'll note that MC wisely made sure that none of the Overlords were going to be in a position to sniff this out. So everything is hidden here. And MC is just going to go for it once again. Now, will he have enough firepower to take out this expansion? That's obviously what he's going to go for. Hyun now throwing up a Spine Crawler. And really, Hyun doesn't quite know what's going on yet. He does have some Zerglings over here at the 3rd expansion. And it's a good idea, because if he doesn't see a 3rd expansion coming up, then he'll be able to kind of say, all right, why haven't you gone for a 3rd yet? Probably is going to be some type of an attack. And you know, it's a good idea he's got his Zerglings here, but I'd like to see him put a Zergling at this Xel'Naga tower. It looks like he's going to try to get one over there, and he is going to see the army coming out now, so he should know that it is a 2-base all-in, and he needs to get his forces in position to help defend this expansion right away, and he is in a lot of trouble. MC is going to go for the game ender here. He's got a pylon coming up, got another pylon back over here as well, got a ton of sentries. And this is a lot of firepower. I'm not sure if MC is, if Hyun is going to be able to defend this attack. And MC is going to go for it. He's got everything here. He's throwing out the force fields. A little premature on the force fields. You got to be careful here. You don't have unlimited sentry energy. And I would have thought that MC would have waited for the main army to come in before throwing his force fields down. He's expended almost all of his force fields now. Time Warp Field coming down too. And now the majority of the Zerg forces are coming. Also, the drones are fighting as well. And is the question now, did MC use his force fields too early on? I think so. He doesn't really have enough fighting units now. And he certainly doesn't have enough energy for force fields. And he's going to be pushed back. Hyun with a great defense. I mean, absolutely beautiful. He's going to kill off the Mothership Core. And really nice job by Hyun, because, you know, he knew that all those force fields were coming out. And he just patiently waited for his units to come out. And now he's going to have enough roaches, I think, to push this Protoss army back. You can see MC is trying to desperately warp in additional reinforcements, but I don't think he's going to have enough. It looks like Hyun is going to be able to defend here. He's got 18 more Zerglings and 4 more roaches coming. And yes, Hyun is going to defend. And I think a big mistake by MC. Really prematurely using his force fields. He didn't need to use them that early on. And now his entire arsenal is going to be destroyed. The pylon is certainly going to go down as well. And what a defense by Hyun. I mean, his hatchery never even took that much damage. And this is absolutely terrible for MC. I mean, this is one of those situations you dread as Protoss, because now you don't have any technology. You are really far behind in macro as well. You've only got 2 bases. And really, the only thing you've got going for you is 6 gateways. But at this point in time, the Zerg is just leaps and bounds ahead. And MC is going to have to figure something out here. A very difficult situation for him. Going to try to get a robotics facility up, which is a good idea. You need to catch up in technology. And I actually kind of like what Hyun is going for now. He's actually gone for tunneling claws, which that's pretty intriguing, because if you think about it, Hyun knows that the enemy Protoss doesn't have that much tech on his side, so going for tunneling claws here is a good way to kind of get underground, stay invisible, because there probably won't be an observer out on the field, and if there's no observer, then you can get those burrowed roaches around the Protoss army, even into the Protoss base really easily. And if you guys recall, there was a recent patch where tunneling claws actually increases the movement speed of roaches now while they're burrowed as well, so they're pretty quick. And MC here trying to get his Mothership Core in to get some damage done, but they're pretty quick now, and I like what Hyun's going for here. And MC is not even going for an obs, he's going right for an immortal, because I guess he feels like he needs an immortal. I mean, yeah, you do need them because you're dealing with a lot of roaches now. You're super far behind in technology, but he needs to get an observer out soon, as tunneling claws is moments away from finishing, and these roaches are going to be able to move underground. There's also another hatchery coming up. It looks like the Mothership Core is not going to be able to see it. Oh, that was so close. Oh no, he does see it. So he does see it right there at the last second, now knows that there is a hatchery there, and MC is going to have to take another expansion soon, but he's going for a Dark Shrine now, and I guess, you know, he's now realizing, well, I'm just so far behind. My only chance now is to catch up by, going for something like a surprise Dark Templar attack, going for the, the cheese, if you will. And, when behind, Dark Shrine. Hyun now gonna actually move his roaches into position, but the Mothership Core is going to see the Tunneling Claws upgrade. That's the diamonds on the back of the roaches. And now I think MC is gonna really quickly get an observer out. He's actually got, he's just queued up an obs, realizing now he has no way to see these roaches if they go underground. And I'm so surprised that Hyun isn't burrowing them right now. I mean, why not? I mean, he had an opportunity. He could actually just go in and unburrow his entire army underneath this Protoss ball, and he could probably do a good chunk of damage. But the longer he waits, now finally the first observer makes its way out onto the map, and that threat has been neutralized. And now I guess MC is going to try to go for an expansion. This is pretty risky, but he needs to get that expo down. Now throwing out the force fields once again. Good play of the force fields this time, but it looks like there is a way for these roaches to get out of there, and you can see Hyun wisely burrowing them and bringing them away from the force fields, with the Tunneling Claws upgrade now improving movement speed as well. Force fields are not very good against roaches anymore. And now MC, I mean, he's just gonna have to get this expansion down. He does have a good chunk of immortals here, so he's got the ability to defend. Certainly the Nexus is going to go up, and now Hyun is going to attack. He knows the moment is now. There's a photon cannon back here as well. Immortal in the background firing down on these roaches. In the meantime, some roaches trying to come through the front door as well, but there is a Dark Templar and an Immortal there, most likely going to be able to defend that location. And Hyun is actually going to have to pull back. Did not have enough firepower, it looks like, and is going to retreat. So MC, with the defense of a lifetime, actually makes a stand. He's actually got, we could see that the DT actually came down here at the same time, was going to try to take out some drones. It did actually force the drones to go underground, and so they are not mining right now. Nice play by MC, but MC, I've just got to say, absolutely beautiful, considering that he was, going for that 2-base all-in. It completely failed. And now he's kind of transitioned into somewhat of a, playable game here. At one point, I thought he was just done for, but he's looking all right now. Granted, he is down by about 50 supply, but he does have some hope on the horizon. This third expansion is now on the way. Now, it looks like his Dark Templar just got killed off, most likely. I mean, why else is there a bunch of roaches and an Overseer here? So, the DT gig is probably up now. And I think MC's best hope in this game now is to transition into a standard PvZ style. Get Colossus out, and maybe even get Templars out as well with Archons. He's actually already got the Templar Archives down. So, oh no, he actually has a DT Shrine. He combined 2 DTs to make that Archon. But, getting Colossus and Templar, not a bad idea now. Although he is dealing with a lot of roaches, so he's going to have to rely very heavily on his Immortals now. It looks like Hyun has split his roaches up into 2 different sections and has forced MC out of position. And he's going to kill off the new hope of MC. He's going to kill off that Nexus. And oh my god, MC out of position. Hyun with a beautiful play, utilizing all of his roaches in one, and he separated them into 2 different balls. And because MC was so distraught trying to cover one or the other expansion, now all of his expansions are going to fall under attack. And I've got to say, this is really nice by Hyun, because, the longer that Hyun ended up waiting, the less effective his Roach army was going to become. Roaches are not that great against Immortals and whatnot, so great play by Hyun here. And he's just killing off probes like nobody's business. Great job. And at this point, has killed off 20 workers, actually. About to tie up MC's worker kill count. I guess MC killed a ton of drones himself. But now Hyun has switched into Mutalisks, and he is going to try to take advantage of the fact that MC doesn't have that much anti-air here. Muta Zergling now coming out, and will it be enough to kill this Protoss army? Roach is popping up underground as well, but I don't think that there's going to be enough here to kill off these Immortals. There are 5 Immortals here. With +1 weapons, they're absolutely going to slay those Zerg units. And now all the Overseers are going to have to run the hell out of there as well. Great job by MC. Absolutely beautiful play by his forces, but he's now out of fodder units, And you would imagine if a lot of Mutants and Zerglings come out now, not Mutants and Zerglings, not Changelings, they could actually destroy this Protoss army. So MC, I think, realizing that, probably needs to pull back now and get some Zealots and Sentries or something to help defend against the Zerglings. And here they come. Actually, Hyun is not going to attack the main army. He's just going to go straight into the natural expansion and try to kill off what he can. A couple of Archons are here, but they aren't going to be able to defend. They will be able to hold out just in time, though, for reinforcements to arrive. And it looks like just enough here for MC to once again establish a defense. But the longer this goes on, the worse of a situation MC gets into. Look at this. Changeling's actually blocking the Protoss army from getting out. But, you know, the longer this goes on, the worse, I think, for MC, because he's only on really one mining base. He's only got 22 harvesters. And I think maybe the best option now for MC is just to go for it. And when I say go for it, just go for an attack, because really, what other chance does he have? How can he hope to stay in this game in the long term? And I think he's just going to go for it. Yeah, so he's going to go for the base race. In the meantime, Hyun also going for the base race. Both players now just going to try to eliminate each other's buildings. And I think this is MC's best shot at beating Hyun. He's got a lot of buildings to go through, though. 55 drones as well. Hyun's got some reinforcing units back here at the same time. But does MC have any probes on the map? I'm looking at the income tab. He does not. So he actually cannot produce additional buildings. He cannot try to hide a pylon on the map or an assimilator. And because of that, I think MC is actually at a pretty big disadvantage right now. If, you know, this goes down, you know, to the last building, obviously, Hyun can hide some extractors or hatcheries on the map, whereas MC cannot. But MC is going to go for it. He's going to get into the main base now. Unfortunately for him, I'm looking at the units right now. If for whatever reason both armies were to engage once again, you're looking at 24 Mutalisks and 43 Zerglings versus this. Excuse me, versus this. So, yeah, that many Mutants and Zerglings. I mean, if it were to go to a head-on battle, MC would just straight up die. So, yeah, I think at this point, it's probably going to be GG. I think the last building is about to go down. And there's nothing that MC's got. GG calls MC. It is now tied up at 1 apiece. So we are going to go right into Game 3, the final game of this matchup. Hope you guys stay tuned. And this is HD signing out.